Hi guys, today I'd like to introduce you to Miss U. Miss U is a letter light, and if you remember, that means that she can make two sounds. She can sound like herself, like the letter U, with a long sound, or she can sound like like in the word up, 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 up. Miss U has a capital U on the front of her, and she has a lowercase u on her back. But she also has a U in her hair, and her smile makes a giant U. If you notice, she carries her umbrella. That's what she's famous for, is her unusual umbrella. Now, it looks kind of like an umbrella we might have, but Miss U's umbrella is unusual because of the adventures it's able to take her on. So let's see what happens today when we read There's No Space Like Home by Miss U. There's No Space Like Home, written by Amy O'Neill and illustrated by Bruce Van Patter. There's no space like home. There she is with Miss S on an outer space adventure, it looks like. One night, the letter people were lying on the soft grass and looking at the stars. "What is outer space like?" asked Mr. M. "Are the other planets in space like our planet Earth?" asked Mr. N. "Could we live on another planet?" asked Miss A. "I don't know," said Miss U. She thought for a minute. "I'll go up, up, up in space to find out." "You'll have to wear a space suit," said Miss S. "You'll be an astronaut," said Miss A. Miss U held on tight to her unusual umbrella and went up, up, up into the starry night. Before long, she could see her home, the round planet Earth, getting smaller and smaller behind her. Earth was not the only planet spinning and circling around the bright hot sun. She saw 8 others too. Our solar system. Now this right here is Earth. This is where we live, and this over here is the sun. Miss U flew by Mercury, the planet closest to the fiery sun. "This planet is much hotter than Earth," she said. "My unusual umbrella will melt if I get too close." Miss U traveled past Venus. It was so bright. "This planet is almost the same size as Earth. I wonder if we could live on it." She drifted closer. "No, Venus is covered with volcanoes and lava, and wow, is it hot. My unusual umbrella would melt here, too." Miss U stretched her unusual umbrella further and sailed swiftly past her home, the Earth. Here's Earth. She soon reached the next planet, Mars. "My, how red this planet is," she said. "It has 2 moons, but it doesn't have any air to breathe or water to drink. I guess we couldn't live here either." Then Miss U soared by Jupiter. It was huge. "That's the biggest planet I've seen yet," she said. She saw a giant red spot on Jupiter. The spot was really a storm so strong it has lasted for hundreds of years. The storm was so big she could see it from far, far out in space. "With a storm like that, I don't think we could live on Jupiter," said Miss U. She flew on to Saturn with its huge floating rings made of ice and rock. So many rings! Look at them all! Miss U looked closer, but she couldn't see any water or plants or animals. Saturn wasn't like Earth at all. Uranus, the next planet she saw, was very different from Earth, too. There wasn't any ground to walk on. Miss U flew closer. "Oh my, look at all these moons," she said. "Even if Uranus had ground to walk on, it's too cold for anyone to live here." On Miss U flew until she came to Neptune.
How windy and stormy! It's freezing! My friends and I could never live here. Then the wind swept her far away to the tiniest planet of them all, Pluto. Pluto was very cold and very dark. It had no air, no water, and no food. Miss Yu sighed. She looked around at all the planets. Not one was like Earth. Then she smiled. I'm going home, she said, where all my friends are. You can see how cold it is. Even her umbrella and her spacesuit have icicles on them. What is space like, Miss Yu? Are there any other planets like Earth? Asked Miss S. Miss Yu answered, Well, Mercury is hot and Venus is bright. Earth is our home and Mars looks red at night. Jupiter's huge with a big red spot. Saturn has rings, and I mean a lot. Planet Uranus has no ground to stand on, and Neptune is too cold and stormy to land on. Pluto is dark and very small, and so cold that no one lives there at all. I searched space, searched it through and through, but my favorite place is here with you. Welcome home, Miss Yu. Now, boys and girls, there's not a lot of words that start with the letter U, but see if you can find some today and practice making the U and the sounds. We'll see you next time with Miss V.